Okay, so we're here all loaded up. We've got a big load of wood here. So if we actually have a look at our navigation, we've got 20 tonne of lumber that we're going to take down to Santa Cruz, down to Centex. So it is, how many hours do they reckon? About 11 and a half hours. We've got about 13 hours till we sleep, so it should only be a one-day job. But we'll go for a cruise and see how we go. So off we go. It's actually not a bad little truck, this one. I don't mind it. You can't really notice the bonnet overly much compared to the big Western Stars and Kenworths that I'm actually used to playing in this game, but I don't actually mind it all that much. It's got some good sound to it. The exhaust sounds really good with that twin exhaust setup. So yeah, but anyway, we'll head down the road and see how we go. So as you can see there, the exhaust brake works really well in this thing. Sounds brilliant. Looks good too. It's actually a really nice looking model. They've done well with it. The way it all just, yeah, the chrome and everything just looks really good on it. They've done really well. Sounds good too. Very impressed with what it sounds like. And that is the Cummins ISX15, so it's a 600 horsepower Cummins diesel rather than going with the Volvo engine itself. I'm not sure what the Volvo engine actually sounds like, whether it sounds the same with the twin exhaust setup. Not real sure. As you can see, this is all Oregon, so really lush green everywhere. It's really nice. I do actually have all my settings on high in this game, so as you can see, all the textures are very nice. But you can actually run it on a lot lower settings and it still doesn't affect the game. It runs really well on most computer systems. You don't need anything extraordinary to run it. And we're meant to be in the outside lane, so we'll skip over there quickly. So as you can see in the right hand side, I do actually like to run my mirror that way. I don't have to look across all the time. I can just run looking straight ahead out of my cab, and I've got my proper mirrors on the left hand side and got the other mirror on the right, so it just makes life a little bit easier. Speed in there a little bit. Turn on the autopilot and yeah, off we go. But as you can see, as you're driving down the road, there's a lot more different vehicle models in the game now. That's all standard. I don't actually run any vehicle mods at all in the game. So there's a lot of different cars, and from what I can gather, the special transport DLC pilot vehicles are like a pickup truck, whereas in European Truck Simulator they are Ford Transit vans. And as you'll see, there's a lot of Volvos getting down the road now that they're in the game, which is good to see. Alright, we're going to step it up to 55k an hour, or 55 mile an hour I should say, not k. It's a bit slow. Bring it up to 55 and see how it runs, because this is actually my first go of this truck. I actually bought it. So like I said, we'll head out. I'll get to Santa Cruz, then I'll try and get up to San Francisco for a special vehicle. So I'm not sure whether it'll be 1 or 2 videos yet. I haven't actually decided that, but we'll see how we go. So as you can hear, the truck's running beautifully, sitting on about 1300 RPM, 55 mile an hour, 20 ton load on a flatbed, so it seems to pull it beautifully. Trailer stability's good. Truck stability's good. It's a bit disorientating to start with this truck being you can't actually see the bonnet. Speeding through town. But all in all, very nice truck. It seems to be a lot narrower than the Kenworth or the Peterbilt. And we're back up to 60 mile an hour again, so we'll get going. But yeah, it just seems a lot narrower, but that could just be perspective because there is no bonnet. It's sort of more like a flat nose. But very nice scenery here in Oregon. I really do like it, and the roads with all the cracking looks really good. But yes, all in all, nice truck. I will be buying some of these for my fleet of 25 that I have now. I might change out half a dozen of them or so. Bring in half a dozen Volvos. I know I'll be driving this one for a little while, being that I've only just bought it. But I haven't actually done too much in Oregon yet because I just haven't had a chance to play lately, but it's good to get on and actually see the countryside and see what they've done with this map. But so far it looks really good. As you can see, they've added a lot more rest areas into it as well, into the game overall. So there's a lot more places to rest up. But yes, all in all, not a bad truck at all. Okay, so we've been pulled up at the truck stop here, so just pulling into the weigh station. Have to be weighed. So gross vehicle weight 38 tonne. Thank you for your cooperation. Have a safe journey. Well, thank you very much. So this is a bit of a little different weigh station. It actually had a fairly sharp turn into it. Straight off the highway on a 60 mile an hour highway. Pulled you back into 15 mile an hour, so it was pretty hectic there for a second. But got the job done. So yeah, I thought I'd just showcase a little bit of the countryside while we're driving through Oregon in the daylight, because it is 20 past 5 in the afternoon, so there's not going to be much daylight left on this one. So yeah, we'll keep recording and show it off a little bit, because it is a very nice state. They've done well with all the assets and everything in the game. It looks really good. Klamath Falls. As you can see, I actually have the real gas stations mod on, so you do actually see real gas station names, and also the trailer names, real companies. But we'll keep heading this way. I think we've actually got to turn off here. as you can see, the map is very greyed out there on the GPS because I haven't actually travelled any of these areas yet. This is all new countryside to me. It's a big rail yard over there. To our left. Turn the camera. So, huge rail terminal over there. Getting a little bit of lag through there for some reason. And over a big bridge and big river. The road network in this state is unbelievable too, the amount of bridges and things you go over. But yes, very green compared to some of the other states that you're driving through in this game. The other thing I will say, it's great having your own trailer on your truck as well, because the diverse amount of different deliveries you can do now is just unbelievable with these flatbeds and refrigeration trucks and your dry goods containers. It's just added so much more of an element to the game. Little big bridge over there, truck driving over the top. Get the headlights going now. So as you can see, it's a good idea, but as you can see, we're coming through a very forested area now. So lots of big trees. Now I don't know what that black shadow is under some of them trailers, because I don't have any trailer mods on that I know of, but yet I'm getting weird black shadows under the trailers. So if anyone out there knows what that is, give us a comment and I may be able to fix it. Because yes, it's very aesthetically unpleasing to the eye to see a big black shadow like that under a trailer. And we've got a set of stoplights coming up. A bit of trailer brake, and as you saw there, the actual brake lever moved. I do actually have the trailer set up on independent brakes, so you don't actually have to use the prime mover brakes. You can just use the Jake brake, the exhaust brake, and the trailer brake to slow your truck down, so you're not actually using your prime mover so much. Coming through a nice little town here. Oh. We're going to put our foot down again. Turn up here, so back onto the highway. And as you'll notice, I do actually have my truck in automatic, and the reason for that is my steering wheel only has the flappy paddles or a forward backward. I don't actually have a full 6-speed gearbox on my steering, but yeah, that will eventually come when I can afford to buy a new steering wheel, a flash a Logitech steering wheel that I've already got. I'll head down the highway now and keep on trucking. I think we've got another what do they reckon, another 7 hours for the job, so they say. We've got about 8.5 hours till we have to sleep, and it is 7:54 p.m. so we don't need that up all the time. We have the GPS in the dash there, so. But yes, this will get dark, and then I'll probably have to, once I've got this job done, sleep and then drive up to San Francisco. Hopefully I can get a load from Santa Cruz to San Francisco, just to make it a bit easier on the hip pocket rather than having to pay for fuel that you're not getting paid for. Although it does help in the game. You get 100 experience for every 100 miles of free roam driving you do, so if you want to bobtail around the place and just do a bit of sightseeing, it still pays off. But yeah, you just don't get paid for the fuel you burn. And I think you can actually, yep, you can change your display. So you've got your kilometres an hour there, your water temperature, oil temperature, your economy. So we're running about 2.4 kilometres per litre. Tells you how many litres we've got left in the tank to empty, and how many miles or kilometres we've got until the tank is empty. And there's your cruise control, so 54 mile an hour I'm doing at the moment. Big industrial complex over to our left there. Yes, as you can see, I do have my little star dangling there in the cab, and that's actually on the cab physics. So every time you turn the steering wheel, it bounces around. So pretty cool. But yeah, while I'm driving along the highway, you sort of don't really need that mirror, but I do like to have it up there while I am driving around town and into the tighter roads. Pretty much only really need that outside mirror. As long as you're inside your lane, you're all good, I suppose. Unless, of course, we have to overtake someone. And that's probably a wise idea to actually run with a mirror on that side, just so you don't smack into anything. Being that we are professional drivers here. Okay, so here we are. We dropped this load of timber off in Santa Cruz. Looks like it's actually a job site. It's not specifically just a business. So swing this in here, see where they want it all parked. And, oh, might just go for the simple one. This one just here, I think. Oh. Oh. Okay, there we go. So, put the park brake on and enter. So there we go, excellent job. and continue. So we'll find somewhere to sleep. Look on this map here, what's the closest place to have a sleep at, because we've got to head back up to either Oakland or San Francisco. So we're probably better off heading back this way to the sleeping area. Actually, there's a sleeping area just here. So we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we will go to there, sleep for the evening, and then head on to San Francisco. So now, what I'm going to have to do is try and find a way out of here. We should be right to Reekyracer. Hopefully. Just stay in third person for the moment, just so I can actually see what we're doing. Get out of this place, because it looks like it's a fairly tight little construction yard. So we can actually turn all the way out without hitting anything is the next thing. And it looks like we did, so well done, Reeky. Alright, we'll head over to here to the rest stop. So then it will be daytime once again. And then I will make my way up to San Francisco for the special cargo part of the video. And like I said, I'll probably, I'm not real sure, but I would say this may be a two-part video, because I do have a fair bit recorded at the moment. But I'll be back when I am at the rest stop.